everyone, this is Stephanie Pickard with Guitar Control, and today we're going to work on how to play odd meter time signatures. So I'm going to show you guys a couple riffs that I really like. Let me know if you can see me and you can hear me all right, and we'll get started. All right. Hey everybody, this is Stephanie Pickard with Guitar Control, and today we're going to go over how to play odd metered time signatures. So as always, I'm going to do about 30 minutes of lesson, and then we'll do a Q&A. So if you haven't already, make sure you sign up for our YouTube channel. So go and click our subscription. There's a little bell right here. Wait, no, it's here. Right there. And if you click that bell, you'll get a notification when we go live or when we have a new video up. So we have new videos up like seriously every day, so check them out. Those are free, and then check out guitarcontrol.com. So these topics are from you guys. Thank you for sending them in. This is odd metered time signatures. So first I'm going to explain how to even understand a time signature, and then I'll show you a couple riffs that I think are good examples of how to kind of get yourself out of your comfort zone. So make sure if you're on YouTube and you're on Facebook, say hi. So I was just messing around with, of course, everybody knows that one, or likes that one, and asks about that one. So I want to go over that riff. I want to go over Fives by Guthrie Govan. I'm going to focus mostly in 5/4 just to get you a little bit outside of the box, but I'm also going to explain 4/4. So there will be some talking in this one, so I know, but that is what a lesson is. You can ask me questions, and of course we'll play, but I am going to have to talk a little bit. So sometimes people ask why I'm talking, and it's because that's how you explain things. So make sure you say hi. I'll jam for a second while you guys kind of filter in. And yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. So feel free to ask your questions. Hi, Paul. Oh, you're saying you get an echo? All right. Oh, there's a lot of echo on YouTube. If it's just Paul, then I'm sorry. But there shouldn't be. Let's see. All right. Hello? I don't know. I don't actually hear it. So if anybody else hears it, please say something and I will refresh it. But for me, it's actually fine. So if you're on YouTube, hi, and if you're on Facebook, it takes a little longer to filter in, so just say hi to get you done. Alright, so hopefully you guys have kind of filtered in by now. Guitar is fun. Sorry, can't help it. Anyways, so a lot of you ask a lot of awesome questions, and we are taking these and putting them into videos. So make sure that you give the topics that you want to go over. Say them. Oh, hi Matt. Thank you so much. I do know it's Wednesday, Robert. I was asked to do Wednesday this week, so here I am. So hopefully there's some old faces and some new faces. So nice to see you guys. Thanks, Roger. For some reason, sounds very tinny. A couple people are saying, let's see. Let me see something really quick. All right, let me know if it's better or worse. This is Stephanie Pickard with Guitar Control, and today we're going to talk about how to play odd metered time signatures. So as always, I'll do about 30 minutes of lesson, and then I'll do a Q&A. I know we just got booted off, so I'm just going to start over and start fresh, so we'll talk about it a little bit again. So for all of you filtering in, I'll just jam a little bit, but I'm going to show you a couple song examples that I think will really help. We're going to touch base on 5/4 today, and I'm going to explain how to even read a time signature. So go ahead and say hi if you can see me, and we will get started. All right, so I just want to make sure you guys are filtering in. You can hear me, see me. Cool. All right, so let's make sure you can see me. Sometimes it's a little weird because it is going to two different, so eyes and mine. Sometimes it's going to do two different platforms, so sometimes the computers just don't like that. But I'm back, so let's go ahead and get back on this topic. So thank you guys so much for checking in. As always, leave comments. Let us know what other lessons you want to learn. These are topics directly from you guys. So thank you so much for sending them in. I really appreciate it. If you haven't already, please go to our YouTube channel and subscribe. We have free videos every day for myself and others, so make sure you click that bell and you get our notifications. It'll let you know when we go live too. So since I'm here on Wednesday, I will not be here on Thursday. But yeah, let's go ahead and get going on our lesson topic. So say hi if you can see me. Cool. Yeah, I know. I don't know why it froze. But I'm back now, so it should be good. All right, so time signatures. We were talking about just time signatures in general. So I was explaining that when you see a time signature, if you're self-taught or, you know, nowadays people learn from tabs and they don't really learn from other sources anymore, like reading and everything like that. So now it's kind of important that we explain this. So if you look at this piece of paper that I was saying earlier, we have a top number and a bottom number. So those each mean something, and this will make it really easy. I kind of think it's like fun math, but maybe not everybody does. But the top number is how many beats you need in each measure, and the bottom number is what kind of beat equals 1. So in this case, a 4 is a quarter note. So a quarter note would equal 1. So in 4/4, we have 4 quarter notes, and a quarter note equals 1. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So why I picked 5/4 is because I had a couple song examples I really liked in 5/4. And I think it's the easiest one for you to kind of push out of your comfort zone, because now we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So not that crazy, not that different, but you will notice that these riffs definitely sound odd. They sound different. So sometimes when you're learning something you can tell. I think another really easy one is 3/4. 3/4 kind of sounds like a waltz. So the minute you hear that, you can kind of tell like right away that it's not a normal song. We can go over one of those too. But once you hear that kind of waltzy sound, you can really definitely tell that it's not 4/4. So using your ears, listening carefully, and there probably will be a little bit more talking than normal on these. So sorry if there's a little bit of talking, but we do have to explain these things. But we'll get some playing in there too. So yes, your top number is how many beats, and your bottom number is what equals 1. So sometimes you might see something that says 3/4. Sometimes you might see something that says 6/8. So we're just dividing things differently. So 6/8 would be you need 6 beats, but an eighth note equals 1, right? And then you can go on and on and on to all sorts of crazy things. You can see a 16 at the bottom, 16th note equals 1. But today we're just going to go over 5/4 and maybe a little bit of 3/4 if we have some time. So we did get cut off about a little less than 10 minutes in. So we'll do about 20 minutes of lesson today, and then a Q&A, and then I'll see you on Tuesday. So say hi if you can see me. Oh, cool. Thanks, James. I'm glad. Oh, thank you, I Am Mind. I really appreciate that. Yeah, it's 1 month away. I'm getting married in 1 month exactly from today. So thank you. We did a shred version of the wedding march, so that's pretty cool. Hi, David. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Hi, Jim. Hi, Dave. Awesome. Okay, so I have a couple examples. I was doing YYZ, but now I kind of want to do my other example. So I'm going to do it a little slower. I will edit it so that you guys just see this video. So thank you for all those who stuck around. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened, but back now. So I don't know if you guys like Guthrie Govan. Oh, thank you, Mark. I don't know if you guys like Guthrie Govan, but I do, and I really like the song Fives. I think it's really cool. It's called Fives because it is in 5/4. It's in groups of 5, right? So the rhythm for this one is pretty easy. YYZ is a little harder, I think, when you try to map them out. Sometimes when I write a rhythm, I just try to write, I look at a rhythm and I'll write it out and write the beat number, and I'll circle it and kind of do the math to figure it out and really break it down. But you can also just slow these down. So what I liked about this one is it's pretty much, thanks, Richard. Hi, Rob. So it's pretty much just the same thing. It's just eighth notes, but we have one really cool note that we're going to drag out. So let's take a look at this. So we're going to start like this. So go ahead and grab your guitars too. I'm just in standard today. So, and that's our special note. So we go 1 and 2 and. So that's the only one it holds out. He kind of, I guess, technically stops, so it would be a rest, but I really like to kind of milk that note. I just think it sounds really cool. Then we're gonna go. So I really love that part. Let's go ahead and give it a shot. So I'm hitting an open 5th string, the A note. Then I'm gonna take my pointer and put it on the 10th fret, 4th string. Then my ring finger, just like a normal bar, like a power chord. But I do this little, like, Zakk Wylde vibrato, almost pinch harmonic type thing, right? So just heavy vibrato. Open 5th string, 10th fret, 4th string, 12th fret, 3rd string. So just try that. 1 and 2 and. 1 and 2 and. Then 3 and. We actually, it looks kind of harder than it is, but if you keep your hands, I've talked about this a lot too, is trying to keep your hands always in a position where you're ready for the next thing. So a lot of being fast is kind of thinking ahead. Like, I always try to think the quickest movements, because then no matter how good I get or how fast I am, I'm still going to be faster than if I wasn't doing that. So I like to kind of compare it to a swimmer. You know, a swimmer, maybe they shave their legs or they do all these different things to be just a little bit faster. We're doing that to just be a little bit faster. We're thinking ahead and using the right fingers. So really just try to, it's like thoughtful playing. Think thoughtfully, right? So for me, when I first started out, I was just kind of fast, but I wasn't playing in time and I wasn't really focused. And when I had to go back and relearn all these things, it just felt so silly to have to go do that. So I always try to encourage you guys to not do that, because it is a waste of your time. So make sure you just do it right the first time, slow it down, and you're good to go. So open, 10, 12, then see how I'm kind of in this position? I'm just going to scoot my hand down in the same position, but now I'm going backwards. So instead of going from that root of the power chord to the 5th, I'm just going backwards. So open, 10, 12, slide down, and then I'm on the 7th fret, 3rd string, 7, 5 on the 4th string. Right? So that's pretty cool. Then I take my pointer finger and I go over to the 5th string and I go 7, 8, and I slide it. So I've talked about this before, but if you're a beginner or whatever, I like to just kind of say it. A slide pick, like someone pushed your finger over, right? That's our minor second, so we got our jaw step. I don't know if it's still Shark Week, but I think it was last week. Sorry. So, and then just back to that reversed kind of power chord. So, open, 10, 12, then 7, 5, 5, oh sorry, 7, 8, and then 9, 7, and I'll go over those strings too. So are any of you actually playing along? I think this Guthrie Govan example is really cool. How about a cool one of the wedding march? A lesson? That would be cool. Oh, it is actually the wedding march. I always say it's Here Comes the Bride, but we are actually doing the wedding march. I don't know why I say that. Thank you, Carl. I appreciate that. Hi, Mike. How are you? All right, let me make sure I'm good. It is really hot in Tennessee right now, and it is not doing well for my tuning. Cool. Sorry, that was bothering me. Alright, so, cool. Alright, grab your guitars. I think this is a really good one. So, how long have I been playing guitar? I always say 12 years, so I'm pretty sure it's like 14 now. But let's see. I think it is 14. So I've been playing for 14 years. That's pretty crazy. But I love it. Once I got into guitar, I literally quit everything. So I think I really truly believe in when you put a lot of time into it too. So just a lot of time and thought. And a lot of things that I like to emphasize in these lessons too is that it should be fun. You know, I fell into the metal world and everything, and I really love metal and I really love guitar, but I don't really like the attitude that comes with some of this stuff, like the more complicated music you get into. I don't really like the attitude of you can't learn from other things or minimizing simple music or anything like that. So always just keep an open mind too. I always try to just say that. because you can always learn from anything. And the best players that I know are always learning from everything. We tune because we care. It's true. It was really bothering me. So even though I tuned right before. All right, let's check it out. Of course, David. So go ahead, grab your guitars. Let's do this example. So remember, and it does sound odd. You can hear it. So I'll play it slow. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and. So see that? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 5 and. So obviously fast though. So this one really fun, especially once you get it down. I'll walk you through it one more time and then we'll go over our other riff, and then it's probably actually going to be Q&A time. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask them to me. And of course, I will be back on Tuesday with a new topic. Sometimes even simple songs are complicated because of all the layers and what's going on that makes them exciting though. Exactly, Mark. So that's what I'm kind of saying. Even, you know, I love Metallica, and I know some people might think that's hard and some people might think it's really easy, but as much as I love more complicated music than that, I feel like I get inspired a lot more when I listen to them and I write more because of how much they layer things and how thoughtful their songs are as a whole. So I think that the more you get older, or like, not older, but more mature, I guess, with your songwriting, the more mature you get, you start to appreciate different things. And you know, when I first started, I just want to play like a million miles an hour all the time. I didn't care what was going on with anything else. And I thought everything should be crazy and complicated all the time. But, you know, it doesn't have to be that way. All right, so let's check that out. Cool. Awesome. It's so cool to see so many of you tuning in. And any Guthrie Govan fans? I mean, come on. It's pretty incredible. So let's check that out. And I have heard he's probably one of the nicest people too. So, of course, the people that are super good, right? So check it out. So the next part's really cool too, but we're going to focus on this one. But what I like about this is that it is kind of odd. It's in an odd time. And I think it's going to push you no matter what place you are in your playing, because I mean, he's a total guitar hero and it's definitely out of the normal. So let's walk through it one more time and I'll show you how to get that little pinch harmonic sound. So open. So we go open 5th string, pointer on the 4th string, 10th fret. Then I take my ring finger and I put it on the 12th fret, 3rd string. 1 and 2 and. And then when I'm here, a lot of you ask me how I get pinch harmonics. I'm actually flush with the pick. So what that means is I'm even. Like if you've ever played baseball or anything, they're always saying choke up on the bat, and you're holding the bat and you have to choke up on the bat, right? You move your arms up. I'm actually choked up on the pick. So it's totally even. You can see that it's even with my hand. So that noise that I'm getting is when my finger and my thumb, they hit both. So it's not just a pick sound. That's what a pick sounds like. I wouldn't be able to get that sound. So sometimes I add vibrato and stuff too. There we go. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 5 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and. And if you're having a lot of trouble too, setting your metronome up and just letting it go and listening to stuff, that can help a lot too, and just dividing it. And I always like to have something connected when I'm playing, like in my body, you want your foot to be going or something to be keeping that pulse. Usually it's a lot easier with a drummer. I don't know if you've ever recorded or noticed that sometimes when you just hear that metronome, it's just going on forever. Sometimes it's hard to feel really attached to anything, and you put on like a drum track and it's super easy because it has so much more life to it. That can help too. Maybe not so much a drum machine or anything, but you know, that can help a lot too. So let's go ahead and try that out. I didn't finish saying those frets, so I apologize. I'll say those now. Cool, just checking in on you guys really quick. Of course, so cool. All right, so let's do that one more time. Grab your guitars. Again, if you haven't already, check out our YouTube, check out our website, youtube.com/guitarcontrol. Subscribe. All of these videos get backlogged in there, so there's like a folder for me, a folder for Sean, Robert, all of us. So John, check it out. All right, so open 5th string, power chord shape, right? So always try to see the guitar in shapes. That's what I try to do. So open 5th string, pointer on the 4th string, 10th fret, ring finger on the 12th fret, 3rd string, 1 and 2 and, Then I just kind of go backwards, leaving my finger just touching the string, but I'm not making any noise, or just like so slightly above it, right? And I bring my hand down to the 7th fret, and I go 7th fret, 3rd string, so same string. Is there a PDF? There's not. I'm sorry. I don't do tabs for these ones, but I probably should. But I'll just talk you through it if that's okay. And then it will be on the channel, so you can watch it. So again, I'm sliding down from that 12th fret now to 7. So 7th fret, 3rd string, and then I do the kind of reverse power chord shape. So try to see these, right? So 7 to 5th fret, 4th string. So 1 and 2 and 3, and then I'm gonna bring my pointer over, right? And if you have a problem with something, always isolate that problem. So that's a really good practicing tip. If something is hard, don't just keep playing the whole riff and whole riff and whole riff and drive yourself crazy. Isolate that part that's hard. So we just got here. Now I'm going 4 and. I'm taking my pointer on the 5th string and I'm going 7, slide 8. Remember, don't pick up that finger. And then I already have my ring finger kind of there. So I drop it to the 3rd string, 3rd string, 9th fret, sorry, and then pointer on the 7th fret, 4th string. And that's this riff. Awesome. So I hope you guys picked up that one. I think it's really, really fun. I love that riff. And we're playing an odd time. So again, it is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and so 5, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And when you do start playing them, it is a little odd. I mean, I guess that's why they're called odd time signatures, of course. But it is odd because it doesn't feel normal. So you can hear that a lot of times. You'll hear it before you anything, so you'll feel it. A lot of times we feel music, like when I was saying keep a pulse or keep something. All right, so now let's take a look at our other riff, and if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. We are actually almost out of time. That went by really fast. I'll make sure I show you guys though. All right, so, and if you have any questions, yeah, feel free to ask. So let's see how we're doing. Cool. So YYZ. All right, let's take a look at that. So, grab your guitars if you haven't already. Oh, and actually really quick, before we get into that, I want to show you guys I want to talk to you a little bit about this discount code I have for you for hanging out with me today. So this is for our Killer Guitar Control Secrets. It is all about, hi Clint, it is all about playing from the heart, something that I truly, truly believe in. Oh, let's see. What? How long should it be before you should be able to play a song after you've learned all the chords and power chords and riffs? I don't think that there's any specific time. So don't feel like there's any time that you have to learn anything. Just go at your own pace. I always think that that's the best way to be. Everybody's different, and different things are easier for different players. So just never get in the habit of comparing yourself ever. I would say that that's not good, and don't think that there's some set way at all. So that would be my advice. Just play it till you know it. And if you can stand it. And just slow them down before you play them fast, and you'll cut down your practice time a lot. All right, so, let's see. All right, hi Rick. Sorry, I'm gonna give you guys this code. So I gave you guys the code and I didn't explain it. So this is for our Killer Guitar Control Secrets DVD. It is all about playing from the heart. This is not how to be like anybody else, and I can't emphasize enough how important I do think that that is, because for me, when I started playing what I wanted to play and kind of having my own voice on the guitar, it just opened up a whole new world on the guitar. You know, it's like, I don't want to sound, even though my heroes like Paul Gilbert and Steve Vai and all these people, I think they're amazing, and Jason Becker, I think they're incredible, but if I sound just like them, you know, then what? So this is about being you. This is about getting the voice in your head out in your hands. So we're going to go over 3 different things in this DVD. It is technique, which is how we color everything, our phrases, right? All the questions you guys asked me about with the vibratos. That's also kind of the skill of things. Like when someone says, oh, you have really good technique, it might be the way that you're picking is all in a line and everything's really, really good and healthy looking and clean. You know, being clean is a technique, but I do kind of think technique also applies to, you know, adding those colors on things and kind of what makes you stand out as a player. Fretboard knowledge, knowing your scales, your arpeggios, your chords, and then hand-brain connection. So getting that voice in your head, like those melodies in that song, get them out of your hand. So making that connection, like how does a Jimmy Page become Jimmy Page? How did Randy Rhoads become Randy Rhoads? But not how to become Randy Rhoads or Jimmy Page. So it's very cool, it's very different, and it's not something that's in anything else. Like you're not going to see this in a magazine. You know, there's so many how to play like this person. This is not for you then. This is how to play like you and be the best player that you can be. So make sure you check that out. That is our Killer Guitar Control secrets. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me today. We are over our time, so I'm going to go over a little bit of YYZ, and I'm going to take some questions. So feel free to ask me questions. Hi, David. Yeah, of course. All right, so let's go ahead and go over that really quick. I'm sorry if I missed some of your questions. Facebook, they go by really fast, and I only get to see a few at a time. And yeah, so let's go ahead and go over that. And thank you guys for tuning in. So I won't be here tomorrow, but I will be back on Tuesday. So let's go ahead and go over that. So 5th string, I'm using these two fingers, pointer and middle, and I'm starting with my middle on the 5th string, and I go 3rd fret, then I go to the 6th string, 2nd fret, so I go 3, 2, and I go back and forth really just between these two notes. So I go 3, 2, so every time I say 3, think of the 5th string, and every time I say 2, I'm just talking about the frets, right? Think of the 6th string. So all 2s on the 6th string, all 3s on the 5th strings. So if I could hear you, I'd make you say it, but I'm not going to be able to hear you. So 2 on the 6th string, 3 on the 5th string. So 3, 2, 3, 3, 3, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3, 2, 2. So it is very odd sounding. This one, I feel like you can really feel it a little bit more than the Guthrie Govan example. I feel like the Guthrie Govan example is a really good one, but it goes by so smoothly and quickly that you don't really notice anything. This is pretty choppy, and I feel like you really do notice that it's longer than a normal 4/4 phrase. So let's play it slow. I'm going 3, 2, 3, 3, 3, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3, 2, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so go ahead and try and play along with me if you can. I'm going to play it slower. All right, fast. Sorry. All right, so we are out of time, but I hope that that helped you kind of get an introduction into how to play an odd meter. So remember, that top number is how many beats are in each measure, and a measure, if you're brand new to this, is that box that you're looking at. So it's just every little measure. It's not a phrase, but it's just that one measure when you're looking at your chart and it's all cut up. That is a measure. So sometimes it is a riff, but you know, riff can be more than one measure. But number of beats in the measure, and the bottom is the value that it gets. So meaning a quarter note, an eighth note, a 16th note. That's how we read them. So if you have any questions, I'm going to listen to those really quick. And if not, I will see you guys on Tuesday. So hello, Ron. Hello, David. Yeah, of course. Hello, Rick. Hi, Mark. How will Mark become Mark? Yes, that's what you want to think. So, yes, Mark was making a joke about our Killer Guitar Control secrets. So do make sure you check this out. I'll give you guys that one more time. We really appreciate you tuning into these live streams. This is a discount code showing our appreciation for you doing that. So thank you for hanging out with me every week. It's nice to see the same faces and some new faces. Want to see one of my go-to licks? I can do that in a second. And then I'm going to go ahead and put this in Facebook. So remember, covering 3 things. We're going to cover technique, we're going to cover fretboard knowledge, and hand-brain connection. So getting what's in your head out of your hands. So this will help you. All right, of course, Jim. Cool. So, yep, check out that code. One of my go-to licks. It depends on what I'm doing. I remember one teacher that I had at one point saying, like, everybody has their lick that they can play at any time and any day. When they're like, even if your hands were frozen, like, what is your thing? My thing is speed picking. I don't know why it's my thing, but it always has been my thing. It's the thing that I don't have to spend the most time doing. Probably because I spent a lot of time doing it. So if you're new or not, I've talked about it before. I was like super nerdy and had a little notebook and an egg timer, and I would put my little egg timer on and play for 5 minutes with my metronome and play the same lick. Stop my metronome, rest for 5 minutes, bump up my metronome 5 BPM and do it again. I didn't do this for that long. I did it for about 2 weeks, but my go-to licks are usually any of my speed licks. So it can be any phrase kind of within those. I like them all. But I guess the Paul Gilbert ones. Or I like the... So I guess I'll show you that one. But I like to connect all of them. Not just one of them, I guess, is my go-to. I like to mix them up. But speed picking is my go-to. So that one, I'm just on the 6th string. 5, 7, 8. And then I dropped to the 5th string, and I grabbed that 5th fret. Backwards on the 6th string, 8, 7, 5. Then I go back up, 7, 8. And then I went down a string, 5, 7, 8, back. So the first one goes, then the second one is. You can kind of feel a difference in your muscles too when you play something like that, and then you loosen it up and you play it fast. And remember, you can move that in any key. So I just kind of like to move those around. And those things that I do to kind of play faster is I'm really, really light, like towards the end. I'm not far back at all. I'm very close to the edge of the string. All right. Of course. Thank you, Mark. I really appreciate that. Thank you, James. Very cool. All right. It looks like we are done. So thank you guys so much for checking this out. Hi, Edgar. What's up? Not too much. Just teaching a class. All right. So thank you so much. I know Wednesday is not a normal day, so I appreciate you guys tuning in. I will be back Tuesday. So I'll see you all Tuesday at 7 Central. I would like to learn power chords. Are they hard to learn at once? Wait, are they hard to learn once you've learned all the notes? No, power chords are not hard to learn. I mean, I guess they are in the beginning a little bit, but, and if it is hard for you, obviously it's hard for everybody in the beginning, but they're not hard in comparison to some other things, like bar chords, where you're holding down much more strings. So in this case, a power chord, it might feel a little hard in the beginning, but yes, in comparison, not so much. And you should know your notes. I'm not going to say you shouldn't, but with a power chord, if you're just starting out, you can totally write a song without even knowing what you're doing. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of pop punk bands and a lot of rock bands and anything that just kind of write songs and do what they do, and they don't know those notes, but you should. I do believe you should. But a power chord is just a root and a fifth, so it's taking out everything else, and that's why a lot of people like them, because you're not limited as much vocally or you know, vocally on the guitar. So if you're doing a solo or a melody, so I'll just give you an example. I always, you know, I like that A because I'm right in the middle of the guitar. I think it's very visually pleasing. So there you go. So I take my pointer and I put it on the 6th string, 5th fret, and then I drop my ring finger to hold down the 5th. So this is literally the root and the 5th. And you can add in your octave if you want or not. So it's our, you can always hear a 5th because it sounds like Star Wars. So that's it. You just have to be a little strict in the beginning. If you're not muting and you don't know some of these advanced concepts, just be really strict with your picking. So only pick the strings that your fingers are on. So that's the hard part. So you have to pick the lesser evil. But I'm sure I have a lesson on that at Guitar Control's YouTube. And if not, leave a comment and we'll make it happen. So thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. I will see you on Tuesday. Awesome. Yes, so I do like to play those. Oh, thank you, Mark. I really appreciate that. That's a really nice comment. Yes, Mike. I like to move them in octaves, and I like to move them all over the place. But moving in octaves is very cool. It's a very cool little trick with those. So jumping around like that. All right, see you, Kevin. I'll see you on Tuesday. Awesome. Thank you so much. I hope that helped you guys get a little introduction into playing in odd meters, and I'll see you.